Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This video I wanted to challenge myself and take an average size book, and this is how many pages it has estimated because I still got some leaf pages there, but it's 407 pages, and I wanted to see how much junk journal ephemera I can make using this book. Obviously I could upcycle the cover for a future journal, but I'm more interested in the book pages. We all have the ability to get a book either from the library. Sometimes they're tossing, or they give them up for free, or they sell them really, really cheap. Or you can pick up a book at the Dollar Tree. This one happened to be signed by Rudy Giuliani. Anywho, this is the book that I'm using, so it's not really signed. It's a book plate with his signature. Anywho, this is the book that I'm going to be using, and stick around and see how much ephemera I managed to make using 407 pages. Well, it's really half of that, because you only count one side, but let's see how much I can make. All right, see you on the other side. All right, so you got to see the book that I used, and this is the only pages I have left, these 5. And I believe I still have the one with his signature, the author of this book. But there it is. And I didn't use these because they weren't full book texts, full page texts. But there it is. This is everything that I made, guys. I made about 86, they say, about 88 pieces here, using just that one book. So we're going to go through it little by little. Some of them are some favorites of yours. You probably have done them before. And as I show you, I will clear the desk. I'll start with the 2 master boards. And I just took offcuts from my projects and glued them on some 12 by 12 scrapbooking paper. And these are not patterns that I was a fond of. So I covered it up, and then I can come in, ink splatter, stamp, add some stickers, washi, do all the works. But I have those, and I have this, which is an accordion pocket that I didn't put together and decorated, but for the most part, they're all there. So I'll start with those. That is these. So including the one I didn't finish, there are 4 of them, and these are accordion pockets. Now these are all made from one book page, meaning I didn't glue them double-sided. So let me go back and tell you that the book was about 412 pages, including those introduction and title pages. So I had 206 pages to work with. Some of these are doubled or tripled, depending on what I was using them for. But this one was only 1 page. And this was really easy to do. You just take 2 pieces of book page. And this is why I have this book here, so I can demonstrate. You take 2 pieces. I cut off all the white around it. I just wanted the text. And I figured out how tall and how wide I wanted it. And then I sewed mine closed. You can totally glue it. I invested in a sewing machine. I like to use it. And I did that 4 times. So you needed 8 sheets of paper to do this accordion pocket. You can make it as tall as you want, as short as you want. And you can see I just decorated them. And when I glue them into my book, I will just glue the back right down here into the book. And then I can pull it open and pull out all the goodies. So 4 of those, and you can see this one is shorter, so you can make it whatever height you want. Okay. I did some belly bands. Now these, I took 1 sheet of paper and I folded it in 3. So I went like that, and then I came back this way, glued it shut, and then I decided to use this speckled mesh that we get from Dollar Tree, and I glued that on top and then added some lace and sewed. So you can see the messy sewing in the back. The glue, I didn't allow it to dry, so it was getting gunked up. So don't do what I did. Let it dry. You could see how bad it was, but I'm impatient. And this one, by the time I finished these, this one, you can tell was dry and no gunk. But these are belly bands, And I love the decoration on it. And I can always come back and add further. But I love that I was able to use that speckled mesh, which is this one that we get from Dollar Tree. So I did 4 of those, and that was really easy. Of course, the journal cards, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I did 12. And again, using those scrapbook papers that sometimes they have strips going across or words, I just kind of cut it. And I just took one sheet of book page, cut it down to the size I wanted. And I had these stickers in my stash, and I just decorated. So I did a bunch. Here's this one that's really bright, but when you put the book page, it kind of tones it back. Here's this one with these flowers, very beautiful, the leaves. Here's another one with a calendar, upcycled calendar, some die cuts that I got from Little Birdie. Of course, the butterflies we all love. I had a scrap piece of doily, so I just added it there. Here's another one. Again, these die cuts from Little Birdie, and then another doily. So I did those. And then envelopes. We all love envelopes. Now, this one, I did take 2 book pages and glue them together. And the reason why I did that was because this is going to be going in and out. Now, the trick of this, if you notice, my words all facing the proper way except for the back. So this is, the inside is, the pocket is, but the back is not. And what I did is I glued 2 pages opposite each other. So one was upside down, the other one was right side up. So when I go to, once I cut it down, the inside will be the right side. And then when I flip it up, this will be facing the right way. This will be facing the right way. And this will be facing the right way. And that's the trick of it. The back will be upside down. But everything that you see from the inside, the flap, and the pocket will be the right side. And all you do is glue one upside down from the other. And you can make your pockets. Now, this can go any size you want. I had material that I scrunched up and decorated, some buttons, and I did use embroidery floss to fill the holes of the button. This one I had that mesh again from Dollar Tree, and I framed the whole pocket with it, and then used this pretty fabric trim. I also did it with this one and closed the whole thing, and I did it with this one the same way. So I did 2, 4, 7 envelopes. And then staying with the envelopes, I did these. Now, I have had people purchasing from my Ko-fi shop some journals and stuff. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. But I also like to send them some extras. And I've been working with different types of pockets, like you've seen that I've decorated these from the photo albums. And I just like sticking goodies in there, decorating it. Some of them I made into shakers. And I've been gifting those out as a thank you for everyone that has purchased from my Ko-fi shop. But I wanted some variety. So I think this will be a nice little fun thing that I can include. And again, I stitched. I did this exactly the same way I did these small ones. One page the right way, the other page the other way. And yeah, you can see. It's another one. Well, actually, no, this one I did not. No, this one I did not. Because these are on the bigger side, this required 2 sheets of paper. So what I did was I had my first one, then figured out how tall I wanted my pocket, right? So you glued your 2 pieces together, trim off the white, and then you line them up and figure out how tall you want your pocket, and then your base page. All right, so that would be my base. And then I come in with another 2 pieces of book page stuck together, and then I come in and figure out my height of my pocket and how much of the flap I wanted to come down. And then I trim off the rest. So you can see I trimmed it off here. Okay, that's how you make those. And then, of course, stitching, because I just love using my sewing machine. So I did 4 of those. I'm going to test those out with the next purchases on my Ko-fi shop. And then staying with pockets, we've all done these repeatedly. This is just 2 pieces of book page stuck together and then folded up. Now this one I did not flip the other one upside down. Like this one actually is, they were both the same, and then I just flipped it up this way. But you can totally glue one the right side and then the other one upside down, and this way all your text will be facing the same way. So I did a bunch of these, 3, 4, 5. I did 6 of those that I can have, and these I didn't decorate. I usually like to have some in my stash for future projects. And then these are just the simple ones. It's 2 pages glued together, and then out of 1 page I can get 2 pockets. So that's how I did these. And you can see I even took one of the ones that had no writing on it and just stitched those around. So I have 2 in this, 4 in this size, and then again I went with the speckled mesh, glued it on or added it on, and actually this can be an additional pocket now. So I just lightly tacked it down with some glue stick, and now I have a double pocket here. I have one in the front and one in the back, and then these that I can further embellish. So I have 4 of those. And then the smaller ones, the offcuts from all the other ones, I didn't want to waste them, right? The challenge was to use an entire book as much as I could. And I could have taken all of these cutoffs that I cut off and stamped words, numbers, stamps, anything that you want to build your clusters. I didn't do that because then I would never get this video out for you. But if I did 87 pieces, you can do way, way more than that. So these are just offcut, simple little pockets. These are 2 pages glued together, and we all know how to do those. And then we have this one. This is also 2 pages stuck together. And all I did for this one was take the pages, fold it in half, and then take one corner and bring it down. Now, obviously, I got rid of all the white, but there it is. One of the very first pockets I think we've all learned how to make in the junk journaling world. And then all I did was I stitched down here first, then sealed it, and then went all the way around. That just reinforces my edge. So I did 4 of those. And you're probably wondering why 4. Because I have the book of ideas journal that I really want to fill. And this is why I wanted to create using book pages. Okay. So then we have this. This is just a taller version of the pockets. And you've seen this. And you've seen the tags. All of this was from the 6x6 video. And all I did was 2 pieces of book page glued together. And I took 6 pieces, 6 or 8 pieces. So 8 pages, glued 2 of them together. So that gives you 4. I figured out my height. And then I took the next set, figured out the next pocket, then figured out the next pocket and the next pocket. And that's it. And just stitched it all around. And then I had some leftover napkin, and I just glued it there. And then this you saw from the 6x6 projects. And this is how I fill my pockets. And then, of course, the bag. So I did 4 of those, 1 for each journal. And I think I need to make another one of these to put in this pocket. So they'll all be the same. So there is that. Ooh, the desk is clearing out. Okay, pen holders. I did some different variations of a pen holder using book page. This is 2 of them glued together, and I just lightly decorated them. Do I have a pen here? I have a pen, but it's not fancy. And it's meant for you to gift. If you're gifting a journal or you have a special pen that you can attach it there and then put it on top of the journal, and then there it is. A fancier pen, obviously, than this. But I did those, and these were a little tricky. No 2 are the same. But all I did was take a book page and I kind of just rolled it to where I thought the sizing could be, right? And then come this way. And then that would be in the back. Then figure out how tall I wanted it. So then maybe around here-ish. And then I would just cut off the bottom. And it's as simple as that, guys. But no, they will not come out the same. You see, this one's a little shorter. That one's a little wider. This one's a little shorter. But I think that's what makes it fun. They're different. You're just having a play. And then I went and I stitched all around it. Of course, I inked all the edges, stitched all around it. But there is that one. So I made 4 of those. And then, of course, an oldie but goodie, but I had to include it because I did want to have a few more of these, was taking your book pages and taking your napkins and gluing them on. Then you can cut them, reinforce them in the back with maybe cardstock or some other writable paper, and you have some journaling cards. So just wanted to include that there as well. Okay. Bookmarks. So I was having a play with the bookmarks. I was having just some wonky stitching fun. What I wanted to put here, I could not find, so I didn't finish them. But I will definitely come around and ink around the edges. I maybe add an eyelet in here with some ribbon and decorate the front and the back. And I only did 2. I'm always doing bookmarks. I didn't want to waste the paper on that because I'm pretty sure I have more bookmarks lying around. So here is the dangles and clusters that I made. So using my punches, I glued 2 pages together, and I took some offcuts of cardstock to just give it a pop of color. I pulled out some butterflies, some scrap material and stickers and things like that. Here's that speckled mesh, a little bit of fabric there. And I just pulled out my punches and made sure that the largest one, the next one I picked was smaller than the first one, and the third one was smaller than the second. So each one increased in size so I can stagger them. And then I just used the cardstock to be in between the book pages. And even the cardstock is 2 layered twice. So just having a fun little hand punching session in front of the TV. I did all the bases, and then, I cut all the pieces, and then I came back and decorated. So I did 7 of those. And then I was having so much fun that I also have another punch. I don't think I have it in front of me. No, I don't. I put it away. Was one that had like these little tags. So this is layered, 2 book pages put together, but then I took 2 and, how can I explain it? So let's just say it's 4 book pages stuck together, but I glued 2 at a time. And then once I punched them out, then I glued those together to make them even thicker. And then I just used my hole punch and then some jump rings and just made little dangles. I have these little stickers that I got from Temu. They come like this. And I just went and looked for the smallest ones where I thought would fit, would be pretty. And that's all I did. So here's a larger one. And then decorated on both sides. And then I added a butterfly to this one with a bold pen and some jump rings. So that's the big one. Here's another big one. Ooh, this one I didn't decorate in the back. Ooh, let's see if we can find something real quick, because if not, I am going to forget. So what color Okay, that's like a neutral one. So let's see if I can find some flowers back here that would fit the theme. I think this one should fit. Yeah. And let me just get my tweezers. All right. And that's it. That's as simple as that. Okay, so I can put this away. So there's that one with the butterfly. And then the next set of tags. Really cute. Decorated on both sides. Here's the other one. This one has a mushroom and a flower. And then the other butterflies, because it was 4 butterflies to the punch, I just took these and just staggered them that way. Just a cute little something to add somewhere. And then I did also circles with these full wax seal stickers and then some butterflies. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 charms that I can put into my project. So I'll put that in the basket. Okay, I'll get rid of these. Staying with the journal decorations, I did these tassels. And you do need a hot glue gun, and I did it with the jute cord. This is an oldie but goodie. The good thing about it is that when I did it, I just folded my paper in half, folded it again, and then I came up with my scissors and I cut right up to the text line. But you want to separate these. So all I did was I cut off a sliver. Cut it off there, and I cut it off on this side. Just a sliver. This one's uneven, so I need to cut it a little more because I just want to be able to open them up so the pages are individual. So now all 4 pages are good to go. And then I just came in and using the text, the lines of the text, I use that as my guide. So coming up under and stopping right there where the text goes. You don't have to be perfect. It is a tassel. So if you go a little crooked like I am, it's okay. You're not going to see it. You're not going to notice it unless they're really inspecting, which they're going to look at how pretty it is and not even worry. And that's all you do until you get to the end. And we're almost there. This is when you get to the end like this is when they start shifting a little bit, but that's okay. It's still gonna look cute because these are the ones that are gonna be on the inside. And you see, I am not worried that they are shifting. Okay, you're gonna need your hot glue gun, and you're also gonna need whatever it is that you're gonna use. I use jute, so I just cut myself a piece. And I don't have my hot glue gun turned on, guys, but we're gonna do the best we can. And cut this into, do a slip knot. Like that. Did I grab them? Yes. Okay, you can make the loop as long as you want, as small as you want. You're going to do a dab of glue there so it'll hold. And then you're going to roll it over it. Like that. So you can see it's over. And then just put hot glue along in here. So as you're rolling, it will hold. Now, the first time I did it, I hadn't done it in a long time. This was slipping and sliding everywhere. Looks like I'm having a good day today. And that's it. You would glue that closed and then come in with your jute and then just wrap it until you don't see the page anymore. So that's how I did the tassels. And once I have them done, if it's going to go on a smaller book, I can always trim them down, make them shorter, leave them long, make them really short and stubby, whatever I want. But I did 4 of those. Again, 3 for the book of ideas and 1 just to have extra. So that's that. One of my favorites, and I don't do this often, is taking the scrapbooking paper that you really don't feel like you're going to use. So obviously you see these are ones that you can cut apart and outline like a scrapbooking page. Individually without the book page, it looks a little overwhelming, but when you add the book page to it, it kind of tones everything down. So again, 1 sheet of page, book page, cut to the size that you want. You can make this margin bigger or smaller, however much of the page that you want to see. I stitched mine, glued it down, and then added these fussy cut flowers from a calendar. I did the same for the back. Here's a different one. This was one that was a 6 by 6. And I cut these to be 8.5 by 11. So that's the size of my paper, 8.5 by 11. And did the same thing that way. There you go. Here's another one of those, because, you know, scrapbooking papers, they usually give you 2 or 3 of the same. So there it is. And use different flowers. This one I used a book page from a book. It was a New York book. And you can see I went with my alcohol inks. I chose this side to be my cover to decorate. And then in here, I can come in and just use some copy page, coffee stain copy page. And put that on the inside. So that's where these pages might actually come in handy. And then I can cut them to size, stitch them if I want to, and just put it there. So now I have some writable page with some interesting background. That's the book page. This is scrapbook paper, so they are completely empty. And then here's another one from that book. I can do exactly the same thing, add some coffee stain paper here and here, and I'll make it completely writable. And then I have 2 different texts. I can go in and ink the sides, but an all-time favorite, and I did 5 of those. And then last but not least is this interactive thing. So I got to the end of my papers, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of running out of ideas. What can I do a little differently? And this is what I came up with. So I'm going to bring in my bee journal. And I'm going to go to a page. Okay, let's pick one on this side. All right, so let's just say here. I would glue this down on both sides and the bottom. Okay. And then now I have an interactive page in the journal. So I have a pocket back here. I have 2 pockets here. Do I have anything that I can stick in and out of these pockets? Maybe. Let me see if I can grab this out of this ephemera. I just have to make sure. So I have a pocket here, pocket here. This opens up. I have a side pocket here, pocket here, pocket here. This opens up. I have a side pocket here. I have a pocket here. I have a pocket here. And since this is glued down, I have a pocket back here. That's a lot of pockets. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pockets to add into, and then this would be the closure. And I left it long because I don't know if I want to add anything on the bottom. I didn't even decorate it. I don't know where I'm going to put it yet, but that was the very last thing that I came up with. And this took, these are all 2 pages glued together. So that took 1 page. That's another page. This was another page. This was another one. It took about maybe 12 sheets of book page just to construct it. And then the book pages that I'm going to use to make all the little, you know, the large tags that are going to go in here. But that's what it would look like glued into your journal. And I actually like that. Obviously, I can't really decorate too much because I don't want to add too much bulk to it. But I think it's cute. And it was a fun, crafty make to end this video. So, what do you guys think? Did I make a lot of stuff? Should I have saved the edges and did the stamping and all that jazz? I don't know. I thought I was good, you know, becoming OCD if I ended up hanging on to every little bit. But I think this was fun. I had so much fun creating all the things and be able to have all this to put into our big book of ideas. Oh my gosh, there's so much. Look at that. My bookmarks, and then of course my accordions, and then my little pockets, and then I have all my little charms and clusters and that kind of stuff. All right, everyone. So that is today's video for you guys. Let me know what you think. Could I have made more? Should I have become really, like scrap, you know, hold on to all the bits? I'm pretty sure I would have went well over 100 pieces. Definitely. And a lot of little word embellishments and that kind of stuff. But I have to be in the mood for stamping. And I just wasn't in the mood this week. All right, this video has gone long enough. As always, thank you for all the kind comments, all the new subscribers. You guys are amazing. And I've been really good in responding to each and every one of you. All my links on how to connect with me are in my description box, including my Ko-fi shop. I have a new digital kit that's releasing. It's called Fairy Dwellings. It should be releasing by Friday. And for those of you that had commented on whether I should add some pockets and some fussy cuts, thank you. I am going to add maybe a page of pockets, a page of tags, and a page or two of fussy cuts. And then that would be the entire kit. The journal pages are about 20 individual scenes as well as writable pages. I am working on getting a few background, neutral backgrounds that you can also use to cut and make your pockets. But I think I am going to do that journal and use book pages. I think that's my plan. Let me know what you think. All right, everyone. Have an amazing week, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye now.